Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge Quarter, a coin that has piqued the interest of collectors and investors alike. We'll explore its value in today's market, especially in fine condition, and discuss what makes this coin unique. Released in 2015, the Bombay Hook Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, which honors national parks and sites across the United States. This particular quarter features the Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge in Delaware. The design showcases a great blue heron in flight, symbolizing the refuge's rich biodiversity. The P-mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Philadelphia. With a mintage of approximately 275 million, it's not considered rare in terms of production numbers. However, its value can vary based on condition and collector demand. Determining the value of a coin depends largely on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A coin in fine condition typically shows moderate wear but retains clear details. Uncirculated condition. If the coin has never been in circulation and is in mint condition, its value increases. Uncirculated examples can range from $150. Error coins are particularly sought after by collectors. For example, a 20160 Bombay Hook quarter with a misaligned die error was auctioned for $315 in 2020. While this pertains to a different mint, it underscores the premium that error coins can command. The 2015 Bombay Hook quarter may not be the rarest coin in the America the Beautiful series, but its unique design and connection to Delaware's natural heritage make it a valuable addition to any collection. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, this coin offers both historical significance and potential investment value. The 1981 Lincoln 1 cent with a D-mint mark, especially in very fine condition. Stick around, because you might be sitting on a penny worth more than you think. First off, let's talk about the 1981 Lincoln cent itself. This penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which ran from 1959 all the way until 2008. The coin features the classic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, what makes the 1981D penny special? Well, the D-mint mark means it was minted in Denver, one of the primary U.S. mint facilities. That year, the Denver Mint produced about 1.6 billion pennies, so plenty of these coins exist, but most are just everyday change. Before we dive into the coin's value, let's quickly explain what very fine condition means in coin collecting terms. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with very fine VF meaning the coin has moderate wear but all major details are still clear. On a 1981 penny, this means Lincoln's facial features, the word Liberty, the date, and the mint mark are all easily visible, with only light wear on the highest points. If your 1981D penny looks clean but shows slight wear on Lincoln's cheek and hair, chances are it qualifies as very fine. Okay, so is the 1981D Lincoln penny rare? Not exactly. These coins were minted in huge numbers, so they're common in general circulation. However, collectors look for specific varieties, errors, and condition quality to find value. Some 1981D pennies with mint errors like double dies or repunched mint marks can be worth a premium. But for a standard 1981D penny in very fine condition, we're talking about value based mostly on condition and demand. So, how much is a 1981D penny worth in very fine condition today? According to the latest coin price guides and recent market sales, a standard 1981D penny in VF condition generally ranges between $150.00. This might not sound like a lot compared to older rare coins, but it's a decent premium over face value, especially since pennies like this are common in lower grades. Why would collectors pay even a small premium for a coin like this? Well, the 1981D is part of a larger Lincoln series that many collectors aim to complete in nice condition. It also marks a transitional era before the penny composition changed in 1980 to from 95% copper to primarily zinc. In conclusion, while the 1981D Lincoln penny might not be a jackpot coin, it's still a neat collectible with some value in very fine condition. It's a small piece of American history that could earn you a few extra cents or even a couple of dollars if you find the right beer. Next up, the 2016 P. Theodore Roosevelt National Park Quarter. This coin is part of the America the Beautiful series and features a design honoring Theodore Roosevelt's legacy. In North 2016 P. Theodore Roosevelt National Park Quarter was minted in Philadelphia and is distinguished by its P mint mark. The reverse showcases Theodore Roosevelt on horseback near the Little Missouri River, symbolizing his connection to the land and conservation efforts. The obverse features the restored profile of George Washington, with the P mint mark located beneath the motto "In God We Trust." USA coin. In 2016, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 231.6 million of these quarters for circulation. Additionally, 976,760 uncirculated versions were minted in San Francisco, and 654,516 proof versions were also produced. For collectors, the silver bullion version had a mintage of 40,000, making it rarer and more valuable. USA coin grading is essential in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 poor to 70 mint state. An extra fine EF grade, specifically EF40, indicates that the coin has light wear on the highest points, with all major details sharp and clear. This grade is just below about uncirculated O and is highly sought after bias of July 2025. The value of a 2016 P. Theodore Roosevelt National Park Quarter in extra fine condition ranges between $190. This valuation is based on recent sales and listings from reputable sources. It's important to note that values can fluctuate based on market demand and coin availability. The 2016 P. Theodore Roosevelt National Park Quarter is a noteworthy addition to any collection, especially for those interested in U.S. national parks and presidential history, while the standard circulation version in extra fine condition holds modest value. The silver bullion variant offers greater rarity and potential for appreciation. Always ensure to verify the coin's grade and authenticity before making any purchases or. Next up, the 1965 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark. If you're a coin collector or just curious about coin values, stick around because this penny might surprise you. First off, let's get some basics down. The 1965 Lincoln cent was minted during a unique time in U.S. coin history. Unlike previous decades, the 1965 penny doesn't have a mint mark. Why? Because from 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint temporarily stopped using mint marks on pennies and nickels to discourage coin collecting during a coin shortage. So, every 1965 penny you see out there should not have a mint mark. No D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Only Philadelphia produced coins without a mint mark during these years. While most 1965 pennies are pretty common and easy to find, there are factors that can make certain coins more valuable. The 1965 Lincoln cent is especially interesting because it represents a transitional period in coinage. Here's the thing. The 1965 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the same as earlier pennies. But these coins are often overlooked because they don't have the cool wheat ears design of earlier years. Instead, the 1965 penny has the reverse with the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959. When it comes to coin value, condition is everything. Coins in good condition still have visible details but show wear from circulation. More precise grading terms you might hear include very fine, extremely fine, and uncirculated, with value increasing dramatically as condition improves. So, for a 1965 Lincoln cent without a mint mark, a good condition coin generally means the date is readable, Lincoln's profile is clear, but there is somewhere now for the million-dollar question. What is a 1965 Lincoln penny without a mint mark worth today in good condition? Well, since millions were minted, these coins are generally not rare. Most good condition coins are worth about $170 to collectors. Basically, face value. However, If you find one in uncirculated condition or with any unusual errors or varieties, like a double die or a rare strike, the value can jump to several dollars or even more so. While most 1965 Lincoln pennies without mint marks are common and worth just a few cents in good condition, there's always a chance you could come across a hidden gem. And for coin enthusiasts, the 1965 penny represents a neat piece of U.S. history. Next up, the 2003 Maine State quarter with the P mint mark. If you've got one sitting in your collection or you're curious about its value, stick around. We'll break down everything you need to know about this very fine condition coin and its current market worth. The Maine State Quarter was released in 2003 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, a series launched by the U.S. Mint from 1999 to 2008 to celebrate each state's unique heritage. The Maine Quarter features a moose resting in a forest landscape with the iconic pine tree behind it, symbols that truly capture Maine's rugged wilderness and natural beauty. The coin also proudly displays 2003 and the P mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. These details matter a lot to collectors when determining value. Now, before we get into the coin's value, let's clarify what very fine condition means in coin grading. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state of very fine. The F coin shows moderate wear but still retains most of its details. You'll see some softening on the high points, but overall it's a well-preserved piece. It's a common grade for circulated coins that have been handled but not abused. The 2003 Maine Quarter with a P mint mark was minted in large quantities, over 109 million coins. So at first glance, it may seem like an everyday coin, but collectors still seek out coins in higher grades, like very fine and above, because finding these quarters with crisp details after 20 years of circulation can be tricky. The demand for Maine quarters is steady, especially among collectors completing their state quarter sets or those focused on New England states. But what really makes a difference in value is condition, rarity of minting errors, and provenance based on recent market trends, auction sales, and price guides. A very fine condition 2003 Maine Quarter typically sells for around $190 in most coin shops or online marketplaces. Fun fact: the moose on the Maine Quarter represents the largest population of moose in the United States, and the pine tree was Maine's state tree since 1945. It's not just a coin, it's a little piece of Maine's natural heritage. Alright, folks. Next up, the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark. We'll explore what makes this coin special, why collectors value it, and exactly how much it's worth in today's market, especially in fine condition. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, stick around. You don't want to miss this. The Lincoln cent is a staple of American coinage, featuring the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln since 1909. The 1968 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. This series features Lincoln's profile on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what sets the 1968 Lincoln cent apart is the lack of a mint mark. Most pennies in that era carried a mint mark indicating where they were struck, a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. The absence of a mint mark means this coin was minted in Philadelphia, which was the only U.S. mint that didn't use a mint mark during that period. Now, you might wonder, why would a 1968 penny without a mint mark be valuable? After all, millions were made. Well, the value isn't just about rarity. It's about condition, demand, and subtle characteristics that collectors look for in general. The 1968 penny is fairly common, but coins in high grades, like fine condition and above, can still fetch a premium from collectors. Fine condition means the coin shows moderate wear, but all major details are still visible. So, what exactly does fine condition mean? Coin grading can be tricky, but it's important for determining value. For a 1968 Lincoln cent in fine condition, you'll notice moderate wear on Lincoln's face and hair. The date is clear, but some of the finer details of Lincoln's beard or the memorial's columns might be worn down. Collectors use the Sheldon scale to grade coins, and fine usually falls between grades 12 and 15 on that scale. It's a step above good but below very fine or extremely fine. As of 2025, a 1968 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark in fine condition typically sells for around $220 in the retail market. While this might seem low compared to rarer coins, it's important to remember that pennies are generally common. However, for those interested in certified coins, prices can increase also. Coins with unusual characteristics like double dies, repunched mint marks, or other errors can be worth much more, sometimes hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on rarity. So, there you have it. The 1968 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark may not be the rarest coin in the world, but it still holds value, especially in fine condition or better. Whether you found one in your pocket change or inherited a collection, it's definitely worth checking out. Next up, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter with a P mint mark. But not just any quarter. We're talking about the gold-plated versions that have collectors buzzing. So if you want to learn about the history, rarity, and current market value of this coin in very fine condition, stick around. The Connecticut State Quarter was released in 1999 as part of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, a popular series that ran from 1999 to 2008. This quarter features a charming design celebrating Connecticut's rich heritage, showing the famous charter oak tree, an important symbol of the state's history and liberty. But what makes this quarter truly special isn't just the design. It's the versions that were gold-plated, often referred to as gold state quarters. These were not produced by the U.S. Mint as legal tender gold coins, but were created by private companies that took standard circulation quarters and plated them in gold to appeal to collectors. These gold-plated quarters have become quite popular over the years because they offer a stunning appearance. The gleaming gold finish really makes the design pop. They're not rare in terms of mintage because many thousands were made, but their value is driven by condition and collector demand. The gold plating itself adds a premium feel, and many collectors prize these for display and as part of state quarter collections. Keep in mind, these are still based on the standard copper nickel core quarter, but with a thin layer of gold. Let's talk about the mint mark. The P mint mark on the 1999 Connecticut quarter means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the primary facility producing most of the state quarters. This mint mark is important because it helps collectors distinguish between different mint origins, especially for series where multiple mints were involved. In the case of the Connecticut quarter, almost all circulation coins from 1999 came from Philadelphia, so the P mint mark is the standard one to look for. When you're hunting for gold-plated versions, checking the mint mark ensures authenticity and confirms it's part of the official state quarter series. Now, condition is everything in coin collecting. This quarter's value is heavily influenced by its grade. When we say very fine, or VF for short, it means the coin shows moderate wear but all major details are still clear. On a 1999 quarter, that means you can see the outlines of the charter oak tree, the leaves, and the lettering with only light signs of circulation. Where gold-plated quarters in very fine condition are especially prized because many gold-plated coins suffer scratches or plating wear, so finding one that looks good is a bonus. Always handle these carefully. Fingerprints, oils, and scratches can degrade the plating quickly. So, how much is the 1999 Connecticut gold quarter worth today? Since these are plated and not pure gold coins, their intrinsic metal value isn't significant. Instead, their value depends on collector demand, rarity in top conditions, and how well the plating has held up in today's market. A 1999 Connecticut gold-plated quarter with a P mint mark in very fine condition typically sells between $100 on platforms like eBay or coin collector forums. If it comes with original packaging or certification, the price could be higher. So there you have it. The 1999 Connecticut State Quarter with a P mint mark in gold plating, a shining collectible. That's worth a bit more than your average quarter. Whether you're new to state quarters or a seasoned collector, this coin is definitely a nice piece to own if you enjoyed this deep dive. Hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin content, and let me know in the comments if you have a gold state quarter in your collection. Also, next up, the Lincoln 1 cent from 1973, specifically the version without a mint mark in extremely fine condition. If you've ever wondered how much this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth today, you're in the right place. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been a staple of American currency since it was first minted in 1909. It was introduced to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and quickly became the longest-running coin design in U.S. history for decades. Collectors and everyday people alike have kept these pennies in circulation, often unaware of their potential value. The 1973 Lincoln 1 cent is a relatively common date, but the absence of a mint mark and the coin's condition can drastically affect its value. Quick coin collector tip: mint marks are small letters on the coin that show where the coin was minted. For Lincoln pennies, common mint marks include D for Denver and S for San Francisco. But many coins have no mint mark, meaning they were minted in Philadelphia, which did not use a mint mark on pennies in 1973. When we talk about coin condition, collectors use grading terms to describe how worn or pristine a coin is. Extremely fine, often abbreviated as EF or XF, means the coin has only very slight wear on its highest points, but retains most of its original luster. And EF 1973 Lincoln penny will show sharp details on Lincoln's face, hair, and the wheat stalks on the reverse side with minimal scratches or marks. These coins are harder to find because most pennies were circulated heavily and lost their mint luster. Now for the big question: how much is a 1973 Lincoln penny without a mint mark worth in extremely fine condition? As of today's market, these coins can fetch anywhere from $200 depending on the beer and coin specifics. While that might not sound like much, it's significantly higher than the face value of 1 cent, especially when compared to a common circulated penny. Why are these pennies worth more than face value? It boils down to condition and demand. Most 1973 pennies were heavily circulated, so finding one in extremely fine condition is rare. Also, collectors aiming to complete their Lincoln cent sets seek high-quality coins from every year and mint, pushing up the value of coins like the 1973 Philadelphia penny without a mint mark. So, whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, the 1973 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark in extremely fine condition is definitely worth checking out in your coin collection. It might just surprise you with its value. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more coin value guides, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!